Oh my gosh, I remember this room. I was getting the tour of Unit 8A on my first day as an oncology nurse at Sick Kids. The nurse giving the tour said, "This is room 12, the only shared room on the unit." Standing at the door, it all came flooding back. Tina and I had quickly become friends after seeing each other in the playroom every few weeks. The nurses helped move Tina's bed into my room, room 12, and pushed them next to each other so that we could have a sleepover. We shared some snacks, watched a movie, and made some crafts. I remember thinking the nurses didn't have to do that for us. Here I was, 25 years later, reliving that evening. For as long as I can remember, I wanted to be a nurse. But my year of treatments for Ewing sarcoma as a 9-year-old confirmed that I would be an oncology nurse. Walking the units that first day, the smells, the rooms, the hallways were familiar in a distant way. More memories came rushing back. Sometimes the nurses would let me take my own temperature or take off a Band-Aid, press IV buttons, pump the blood pressure cuff. They talked to me rather than just communicating with my parents. Once they even postponed a treatment so I could go watch the Santa Claus parade and share the details of the secret spot to view it. They made sure there were fun moments in the midst of all the chemo, vomiting, mouth sores, surgery, infections, fevers, and beeping machines. A few weeks into my new staff orientation, I did a shift on 8D. Across the room, I saw one of my favorite nurses I had as a child. I went up to her. "Hi, I'm Lindsay. Do you remember me?" "Oh my gosh, of course. How are you?" And she gave me a giant hug. The short conversation we had was like no time had passed. She asked about my parents and my brother, and I quickly told her about my nursing training and moved back to Toronto from Vancouver. What I didn't have time to tell her before we rushed off again was how I remembered her helping me name my stuffed bunny, how I couldn't thank her enough for picking me up from my cabin at camp every morning when I was the new kid. She helped me learn that nursing was about more than treating an illness. Leanna had a huge smile as I walked into the room wearing a leather jacket and guitar. A few months earlier, we started planning to wear the same color outfit when she came to clinic. And then it evolved into a pattern and eventually a theme. And then everyone got involved. I sent out an email most weeks with the dress code, and we all loved walking in the doors every Tuesday to see what each other was wearing. I handed Leanna the fake microphone and played her favorite Katy Perry song on a speaker as she belted out the lyrics. We all sang along. I watched her parents wearing their own rock star outfits, smiling, laughing, and taking pictures, and I knew that they would remember this moment. Oncology treatments have changed a lot in the past 30 years, but nurses and staff creating positive moments hasn't. Treatment is only part of a patient's story.